When it comes to custom keyboards, the keycaps will play a role in how your overall keyboard will sound and feel, and you have a couple of options. One, you can purchase the GMK keycap set, which I think we can all agree is the best of the best, and it will probably cost you an arm and a leg, especially if you're purchasing it on the aftermarket when it's already been sold out. Option number two, I think a lot of the enthusiasts doesn't agree with this, but you can purchase GMK clones. It's significantly cheaper, however the quality of keycaps will take a huge toll if you decide to go with this route. Or you can go with the third option, which I feel like is the best when it comes to value, and that's purchasing the Akko keycap set. So I never owned or experienced the GMK keycap sets, but I did, however, bought a clone earlier this year for my custom keyboard. So I'm going to be comparing my experience of the Akko keycap sets to the clones I bought off AliExpress. So this is the custom keyboard I currently have the Akko keycap set on. Now this is my only, and this is my first custom keyboard. I'm not a super enthusiast, but maybe in the future I'll build another custom keyboard. When it comes to the unboxing, I think Akko nailed it with their case and their design. I think the experience is much better than GMK unboxings, and I've seen GMK unboxings and they are nowhere near as nice as the way that Akko did it. It comes in this plastic case, nothing fancy or anything, but it's just nice to see from Akko being able to put together the product and getting a premium experience, even though this is more of a budget option when it comes to keycaps. But it's just nice to have this case, knowing that in the future, if you decide not to use the keycaps anymore, you have a place to store them. And the only downside I would say about this unboxing experience is being able to pull out the keycaps, which is a bit more difficult than having it in a regular box. It's nice to see Akko giving you a full set of the 158 keycaps, because you can pretty much use it on every single board that you're building at full size, 75%, 60%, 80%. It doesn't really matter. It should have every single keycap that you need for your custom keyboard. And this wasn't an option when I was shopping for keycaps on AliExpress for those cheaper ones, because they only give you specific sizing for the keyboard, especially when you're doing a 75% or 60% and you need a smaller shift key or a smaller space bar. Some of them didn't provide that. So the set I have is their black and gold keycap set, which I think matches really well with the keyboard that I'm using, because it's a translucent black case that you can see the brass plate and also the brass knob on the top right, which matches pretty well with the keycaps. However, I will say that their black is not really black. And what I mean by that is the main part of the keycap set, like your A through Z and your space bar, it's actually a dark gray. Now it does look black depending on the lighting that you have around it. However, it's not completely black like some of the other keycaps in the entire set, and that's the color I actually wanted. However, I think they did that just because they wanted some contrast between the two colors, and this way it's not completely dark when you're using the keyboard. And the keycaps aren't shine through, so if you don't have a case like mine that's translucent, you probably won't get any RGB light to shine through it. Maybe a hint of RGB, but it won't be anything significant. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you are a fan of RGB, then you probably want to look into a different set of keycaps. In terms of the quality of the keycaps, every single one feels pretty similar. There isn't too much of an inconsistency when it comes to the overall feeling and also the print of the lettering on the keycaps. The surface of the keycaps are a bit rough, however they do break in and they will eventually smooth out, but they're nowhere near as bad as the ones I purchased off AliExpress, because those are still rough, and I've been using those keycaps for a long time now and they don't seem to smooth out. Something to keep in mind is that these keycaps only come in the form of an ASA profile, and I know a lot of people out there are probably a fan of cherry profiles like myself. So if you're a fan of cherry profile, unfortunately they don't have any of those as an option, and hopefully they do in the future, but I didn't have any issue switching from the cherry profile to the ASA. And this is probably what you all been waiting for, and it's the sound test of the keycaps on the same board, same switches. However, the case of the board is just a bit different in terms of the color, because since then I switched over to the black translucent case. Before, when I previously built this board, it was in this white case. So which one do you prefer? Let me know down in the comments below. I really think that the value and the quality of keycaps that you get from Akko is much better than any GMK clones or cheap keycaps that you buy off the market. Even though the price is twice as much between the two, the Akko keycap set is just a lot better in terms of its value, how they're presenting it, and also the quality. I really regret purchasing the ones off AliExpress, and they cost $30 in comparison to the Akko keycap set, which costs you about $60. At first, I didn't think about the keycaps too much. I thought if I just purchased the design that I want, I didn't really care about how they sound or feel, but I am wrong. And I wished I would have known or at least experienced this earlier. I did see videos of people saying they will matter in terms of how they sound and feel, but I just didn't listen to it. But now I know. And now I understand why people spend so much money on the keycap sets alone, because it probably makes a difference in terms of how it sounds, especially how it feels, and also the overall quality, the printing of the letters. All those minor details probably play a role in how your keyboard feels once it's completed. I think if you're looking for a budget-friendly keycap set, then Akko is going to be a great choice for you. However, there are cheaper options out there on AliExpress, on other various websites. However, they are not good in quality. I just don't think it's worth it, in my opinion, to purchase those cheaper options. So I'll provide a link down below if you're interested in the keycaps. Just remember, they only have ASA profiles, and see if you like the designs. Maybe in the future, I'll purchase a set of GMK keycap sets on my premium keyboard, because right now, that keyboard behind me is still a budget-friendly keyboard, and I'm nowhere near in terms of being a true enthusiast and going into the premium versions when it comes to custom keyboards. So maybe in the future I'll do that. However, I'm still very satisfied with how this keyboard sounds, how it feels, and how it operates. So no need to switch my keyboard as of yet, but maybe in the future when I feel an itch to build a more premium keyboard. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.